Thousands of immigrants seeking asylum continue to pass through the valley's border. This week was different.
There was a change in how Customs and Border Protection processed them. Channel 5's Valerie Gonzalez explored the reason for the change.
Immigrants get processed by Customs and Border Patrol after coming into the country. They try to do this in a 72-hour period. We conducted a survey in collaboration with Monitor. We found the 3-day limit was exceeded frequently. Packed buses, full shelters, and crowded bus stations. These are the sights in the valley this week. A high number of immigrants released from CBP custody led to those scenes. CBP sent a statement, but simply put, it said they ran out of space. Border Patrol said the places designated to process immigrants they detained were not enough. The overcapacity sparked a temporary change in processing the same week Homeland Security Secretary Christian Nielsen visited the valley.
Due to emergent situations at particular areas, field decisions are made as to what we can do to expedite the processing. And in some cases, that is releasing with an NTA as opposed to detaining if we're out of space.
The immigrants process said they also felt the effects of overcrowding. Most were parents and felt they or their children got sick in those tight, congested places. They said there was enough space to sleep. Many tell us they were shifted from one facility to another after a 3-day stay or so. Channel 5 News and The Monitor spoke to 100 recently released immigrants at the bus station this week. We surveyed them asking their country of origin, how many children came with them, and how long they were held in federal custody. The majority reported staying in federal custody longer than CBP guidelines establish. CBP has 72 hours to process them. It's part of the National Standards on Transport, Escort, Detention, and Search, or TEDS. It reflects key legal and regulatory requirements. Our survey showed 62 of the 100 immigrants were held for 5 days or more. One person was in custody for 10 days. We showed our findings to Laura Peña, a former ICE prosecuting attorney.
While your survey is a sample size, it's concerning because it shows that over 60% of the individuals who are apprehended by Border Patrol were in their custody for 5 days or longer.
The influx of immigrants is handled differently in places like Tijuana and El Paso. There, immigrants are required to remain in Mexico. Peña agrees with the decision made here to release immigrants with a notice to appear in court.
The difference is now they're coming with moms and sometimes dads. And so the government doesn't have the ability to keep those families together, and so they are opting, which is the correct decision, to go ahead and make sure that they're able to go to immigration court hearing dates that aren't in the detained contact.
Nielsen clarified these releases are temporary.
It's not a protocol, and there is no reintroduction of catch and release.
Nielsen is looking for laws to change. That could mean those with no legal status could be detained and deported faster. Peña believes the solution lies beyond our border.
The crisis in Central America is still persisting, and so that is something that our foreign policy needs to address with those countries.
No date was announced about when the mass releases here will stop. All but 4 of the 100 were traveling alone. The rest were parents from Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, 1 from Nicaragua, and 1 from Mexico. In the studio, Valerie Gonzalez, Channel 5 News at 6.
A civil rights group is also aware of the prolonged processing times of recently released immigrants. The Texas Civil Rights continues to monitor federal courts for family separation. Recently, they also have spoken with the immigrants at the bus station. The staff attorney said they heard similar things about the long processing times and overcrowded conditions.